Imagine this. 7 police officers bust down your door with a battering ram and shoot your partner 6 times, leaving her for dead. Let that sink in. Say her name, Breonna Taylor.
The Facebook Watch series Red Table Talk tackled the police killing of Breonna Taylor Wednesday. The episode walks viewers back through the March 2020 raid and its aftermath.
When they burst in the door, what happened right after that?
I shot my gun. I just feel like, what other choice do I have?
As experienced by her boyfriend, mother, and sister.
So I had to find out, like, what happened on the news, sitting in jail.
The detective comes back over and says, it won't be much longer that we'll be able to get in there. And so by this time, I'm pissed. Like, I'm screaming at him, like, why won't you tell me where Breonna is? I need to know where Breonna is. And he just looks at me and says, well, ma'am, she's still in the apartment. And so I knew what that meant.
Have you ever gone back to the apartment?
I do it all the time. I go over there and just sit in the parking lot a lot.
Really? Like, does it make you feel closer to her or
Yeah.
anything?
It just gives a sense of relief sometimes.
It marks the first interview Walker and Taylor's family have done together on her death.
I'm so sorry.
A highly emotional hour as host Jada Pinkett Smith and her mother and daughter Willow navigate the conversation.
Get down on your knees! The thing of it is, if Kenny wouldn't have lived, we probably wouldn't have never known what happened that night because they've never been honest about the situation. Kenny lets off 1 shot, and to return fire with 30 plus shots, they were determined to not leave a witness.
Yeah.
The Department of Justice indicted 4 now former LMPD officers for conspiracy and other charges. Prosecutors say they lied on the warrant that sent officers to Taylor's door and tried to cover it up.
Our investigation showed that Mattingly and Cosgrove were justified.
This all comes as the detective, who investigators say fired the shot that killed Taylor, tries to get back his job.
It's unfortunate and it's a tragedy, but there is no question in my mind that the tragedy of Breonna Taylor getting killed can be balanced with the fact that Miles Cosgrove didn't violate LMPD's policy.
Attorneys for Miles Cosgrove recently filed an appeal in court, aiming to overturn the decision by LMPD's merit board that upheld his termination. His lawyer saying the problem was the warrant, and Cosgrove didn't have anything to do with it.
He was called to come in and help that night to serve the search warrant. He wasn't involved in the investigation at all.
Taylor's loved ones contend the problem was much more. For them, it was lies, a cover-up, and the actions of many officers that night.
I don't think I've ever gotten a chance to grieve. It turned into this huge ordeal for simply trying to figure out what happened to her.
2.5 years later.
And I want people out there to know that, I lost everything in this situation.
The pain remains.
I'm still just out here trying to put my life back together.